My cool moves are keeping me slim and alone. Dance like no one can see you. What they didn't tell me is that no one can see me anyway, because I'm alone. I'm dancing through the tears. Business meeting seems to be going well, as man shakes hands for the 50th time. I think he's got it. Economy loses magic, as wizard takes job entertaining a kid's birthday party. Take me back to better times. Yesterday. Phones are stopping us from having real conversations. It was said that technology would bring us together. So why aren't you picking up your phone? I can see you watching TV, ignoring my call. I can see you looking at me, still ignoring my call. Don't close the curtains. You close the curtains. Hey, I'm a serious person. Stop looking at my obscenely long clown-like shoes. I worked my finger to the bone to be able to afford a nice pair of shoes like these. People have no respect these days for a little guy like me just trying to make it in this difficult world. Yeah, keep laughing, but if I weren't wearing these shoes, I'd be late for an important meeting right now. Crime is out of control. Even I'm doing it. Hey, don't tell the police. I'm just putting bread on the table. And a $10,000 gold watch. My cousin's kid needs to tell the time somehow. Customer demands refund after ordering gross, disgusting meal deal. Food. We all eat it. But should we? That's the conclusion I came to after ordering whatever this is. I trusted this restaurant blindly, and I can't believe they'd do something like this. I'm not coming here again, that's for sure. That was the 5th time today. I'll go tomorrow. Dinner party ruined by all these people you had to invite over. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like dinner parties. I don't know why I held one. How do I escape? I know. I'll say I'm leaving early. Got a busy day tomorrow. Walking home. Olympic dreams cut short after being born. We all have dreams. Stupid dreams. Which is why I gave mine up 5 seconds into existence. I was just being realistic. It wasn't gonna happen. Even a 5-second-year-old could see it. Now I'm a 10-year-old accountant. I'm getting a head start on my miserable life. Escape the 9-to-5 life by becoming unemployed. They call it the rat race, and it's a stupid metaphor. I could beat a rat in a race. They have little feet. Anyway, I escaped it, and you can too. Join me as we watch a 24-hour marathon of the Weather Channel. Do you love coffee? Good, because I do too. Everything is better when you have boiling hot coffee in the morning. Just watch me go. I'm sitting here reading old great literature. The TV Guide. Remember the good old days when there was no fancy technology, no on-demand TV, just you, the couch, and an onion for dinner. We weren't poor. I just like onions. Catching up on all the TV in the TV Guide. One channel we had in those days. It was all you needed. You don't know how good you had it until it's gone. That was a good onion. Old man who just lifted downstairs for 30 minutes. Left keys in bedroom. Don't you hate it when you leave your keys upstairs? Well, this guy does. We'll watch him go back upstairs to go get them. My producer is in my ear. As exciting as this is, we're gonna have to move on. Sorry about that. First rhyme. Lost the time. Hello, and welcome to the Culture Hour. Hello, fellow. This history is a bit of a mystery. Can we find the answer? Maybe we can ask a necromancer. I admit, that was a bit of a stretch. Fetch. Guy living in cupboard makes rent, handing people mugs. Folks, the youth are in crisis. A housing crisis, and other crises, like getting old. Anyway, this man is beating the odds with an ingenious trick. He makes his rent back, handing people mugs, and whatever else is back there in that cupboard. Well, certainly not his dignity. Wow, I can't even fit into my pants, which is why I'm not wearing any. Just wait till you hear from my lawyer. He's very lonely. We all have a lawyer. No? Seriously? Who else is going to get you out of the many crimes you didn't commit? I thought everyone would sell those limited edition boy band frame photos. Those things were difficult to get. Out of the shop. Have you ever tried juggling 500 frame photos? It's hard. You know, I think this is time for me to self-reflect. I've been led astray by society. They kept telling me it was a good thing. Oh well, at least I was never caught. Romance. It's beautiful. Amazing. Mysterious. What is that? It smells awful. I guess it's not the worst place I've been on a date. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I bet you're wondering where my date is. Right there. No, not the rat. The mirror. Did I tell you I was married before? We got home after our honeymoon. She didn't like the racing car bunk beds I got for us. Long story. Actually, it was a short story. She didn't like the racing car bunk beds I got for us. And now I'm here. I'm going back to the basement. I can't see the stars beyond all this air pollution. It's fresh. It's unbelievable. It's horrifying. You gotta get out there and see it. That's what my doctor said to his interns. Anyway, enough about my hospital visit. A booming box office this week, as audiences line up to see the latest blockbuster. People can't seem to get enough of the re-release of the 23rd sequel of the 73 sequel beloved franchise, Cat Drama. I've got my ticket. Make sure you don't miss out. It truly is a golden age of cinema. An evil man in a bush is threatening someone. Don't go near, but if you do, bring a map or some hedge clippers. We go live to him now. Haha! You're trapped in my evil maze. You can't escape now. And neither can I. Why did I pick this stupid gimmick? There's so much history in this heirloom. It spans back multiple generations. It survived wars, plagues, more wars, more plagues, orange juice, more orange juice. The point is, it's seen a lot, and it'll continue to for another 100 years. Ah, I just dropped it. Well, isn't that fantastic? Maybe it's still okay. Nope. It's broke. I'm sorry. Great, 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 great grandfather. It was called The Find of a Generation. Who knew what great mysteries could be revealed from these fascinating writings? But it's now being confirmed that they're just lines on a wall. Years of study, and your tax dollars, all for this. I'm going to express my anger through my own hieroglyphics. Look out! I'm gonna crash! Ow. Do you need car insurance? Hey man, what was that? Well, you're in luck, because I've got a deal for you. Just call the number on the screen, and I'll get back to you right after I get out of the hospital. Stay there. I need your details. Looks like someone is interested in some car insurance. Those were the not-so-famous last words of the trespasser, as he was overheard by the security guard, who then apprehended him. His dreams of fame over. That was before he was also seen, embarrassingly, dangling from a fence from his underwear, which happened to have his name on them. He's now going viral, achieving his dreams of fame in Hollywood. Well, there you go, folks. Dreams can come true. This was Cat News. have a nice day. A contestant has bested their opponent in the annual food eating competition. Yes, the opponent broke out into a bad state of the meat sweats. After seeing the chicken, turkey, pork, beef monstrosity I started eating in the crowd. The competition was making me hungry. Some critics say these competitions are unethical. In a world full of poverty, that they're just an excuse to be gluttonous. To which I say, yet I'll have the ham too. Hold the tomatoes, and bring them to me. Nature versus nature. It's a debate that's raged on for centuries. My money's on the grasshopper. There's also a more boring debate of nature versus nurture, which we're talking about today. As a kid, has been accelerated 3 grades. He was raised by a pack of wolves. Way to go, that kid. He leaves behind his old class of students with no parents. This was Cat News. Coming up next, burn down a rainforest or water it. The debate. Family is the most important thing. They're there when we need them the most. Because we all know my sister wasn't going to be able to carry me alone. They all banded together to throw me out. Little did they know, I already have myself a swanky new place. In this gross, awful, abandoned basement that's probably hosting some previously unknown disease. And that's before I moved in. We'll see who has the last laugh. Please don't laugh at the TV screen as you watch this broadcast. That's not fair. This is an amazing party. Thanks. I got the kids to set up everything myself. Do you want an apple? Don't worry, it's fake. In fact, pretty much everything here is fake. I was wondering why I lost the tooth eating pasta. That's the one thing that isn't fake. It's the only thing I know how to make. It's my special dish, in fact. Oh, I think you owe me an apology. And you owe me a tooth. I'm sorry. Don't mention it. Here, have a tooth on me. Hi. And welcome to the best decision you've made. Ever. I'll be your instructor today. If you just stop looking at the vending machine for 5 seconds and pay attention to my hands. The exits are over there. Thanks for coming. Fair maiden, I'm here to rescue you. Again. Please, let down your hair, so I can climb it and bitterly reflect on my male pattern baldness. This is a fairy tale, and I'm still bald. Where's my happy ending? You're as beautiful as ever. Bet you didn't see that coming. Now for me to climb up, and you can knit me a wig, since someone's got so much of it. I won my court case. Thank you, Jory. Enjoy the $5 between yourselves. I'm back, and I beat the allegations. I mean, I beat the people making the allegations. These court cases need to stop. They're interrupting the show. Like that pigeon. If he doesn't stop, I'm gonna lose my cameraman. Anyway, I'm back. This is Cat News. Stay tuned. Take up a new hobby after retiring, like working full-time at your local supermarket. We all look forward to retirement. Except for me. I love my job. But it's easy to lose interest in life. A loss of purpose. That data isn't going to enter itself. So why not spend some time at your local supermarket? You're already there throughout the week. Why not throw on a uniform and spend another 40 hours? It's good to get out of the house and behind a till. This was Cat News on my 5th retirement. Daredevil meets end at bakery clearance aisle. It's a sad day. They ran out of iced donuts at the bakery, so I ended up getting a croissant. Whatever that means. That segment was for the international listeners. Across the street. In other news, the beloved Daredevil Bob has met his end. Not to be confused with the other stuntman, Sean, who retired mid-flight after being shot out of a cannon. Bob was on his way to perform his first dangerous stunt of riding public transport through the downtown area, but he unfortunately took a turn for the worse by going left into the clearance aisle after deciding to get something to eat before the big stunt. That section needs to be shut down. How many daredevils are we going to lose early from undercooked, stale, pastry-based meals? This is the fourth this week, alone. And close the DVD aisle while you're at it. What is this, the 90s? You put my VHSs out of business. Rest in peace, Steve. I mean Bob. See? If he was given a longer life, I would have remembered that. This was Cat News. Have a great day. Is fame really worth it? Yes, it's the most important thing in life, next to taking advantage of every buy one get one free deal. Just look at how sad this former actor is. You may be thinking, if he had other values, like family or helping others, that he'd be happier. Well, you're wrong. This was Cat News. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. What am I gonna do with all these autographs? Took me all night to write out all these. I've got something I need to get off my chest. Get it off. I was up finger painting all night. This is what happens when I start getting ideas after 10 p.m. I should have just went to bed. More than that important story later. Swimming. It's a vital skill. That's what this 40-year-old cat discovered today. His life was in danger. Who knows what could have happened if it wasn't for this hero. It was hours before the lifeguard could have got to the scene and burst the paddling pool. But this patriot stepped up and shouted inspiring slogans he read in a leaflet that he ordered after inspiringly bouncing back from being fired from his last job. You know, I've been doing this show for years, and there hasn't been a segment that's made me choke up like this. Have a nice day, everyone, and join me in saluting this man. A man outside the local gas station has claimed that he saw a dragon. I'm tired of people making me waste precious time reporting on this stuff. What about the real stories? Like Mrs. Cranberry, still driving at 97 after having a license revoked for cataracts, proving once and for all, age is just a number. But no, we get this. This is supposed to be a serious station, reporting facts that I made up. Unbelievable. Coming up, a man outside the local gas station was mugged by goblins late last night. You won't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Parties are a good time if you like danger. The level of irresponsibility on display last night was too much for me to handle. I had to leave. It's a good job no one else was there, or I would have been robbed by now. Probably. I have nothing of value worth stealing. So remember, don't party or have fun. Tune in to Cat News instead, and watch me read the Encyclopedia of Interstate Bridges, 15th edition. Hours of education and entertainment. Cults. Are you in one? Because I am. Hi, welcome to Cat News. We'll be dispel myths and attacks on this nation's gatherings of people with nothing better to do. I'm talking about cults, not the studio audience. Come back. Cults attract a lot of criticism, but some of us are just happy for the company. Here, have a leaflet. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in joining. I'm here to simply report on the news and get something checked out. It's not for the cult. I picked it up at the doctor's office and was too embarrassed to put it back. On second thought, this was Cat News. Have a good morning. Or afternoon. It's 4 a.m. I think it stopped. Finally. thought it'd never end. That was I'll Give It Up For You by the new act. Started with a dream, now a nightmare, who unfortunately won't give it up. For all of us. If you want to see him at his next stop in the tour, you might want to get your head examined. This was Cat News. Enjoying the silence. It's a dream for a lot of people. Driving into the sunset at the drop of a hat. Leaving your old life behind for a few months. Or forever. It's not like my neighbours would notice. Because I don't have any. Because I live in a basement. Unless you count the mice in the wall. I just want to be free. And smell the polluted air. We all have opinions. But not all of us want to hear them. Like this local man, who insists he likes his appearance just the way it is. And he doesn't care what anyone has to say about it. If it needs to be reminded. I don't care what you think. Or anyone thinks. I know I look good. Hey you! I don't care what you think. Stepping out in style. Please tell me I look good, cameraman. That was after the therapy, if you can believe it. This was Cat News. Stay tuned. Workers to now be paid in peanuts. After executive gets bright idea in the lunchroom. We go live to the situation now. Workers of Cat Nation are demanding too much. You already get vacation when we fire you. So we've come to the difficult decision to pay you all in peanuts. And it was difficult. Because we like peanuts. We'll pay you in the shells of peanuts that we just ate. And that's why he's paid the big bucks. Well, there you go, folks. The dream is still alive in this country. Anyone can make it into poverty. This was Cat News. Have a great day and get back to work. You can never have enough keys. Look at this one. Don't even know what it's for. Oh, that's right. It's to get into my special box of all my other keys. I actually helped a guy get into his house this week after he was left out in the rain. He didn't seem very thankful, but I'm not going to let that stop me from being a good person. I'll rearrange his furniture when he's out next week. This was Cat News. I think I've lost my keys. Ugh, I think I sprayed too much. If you were here, you'd collapse from how good it smells. And from a migraine. It can be yours for just a low price of $5. In fact, you might as well just walk in the studio. You won't need to buy it. It's overpowering. Smells like my prom night. I stayed home. Smelled terrible perfume. This was Cat News. Please, someone open a window. People, I can't get a good night's sleep. Because this fool keeps waking me up to tell me what just happened in a stupid book. If I wanted to know, I'd ask. Because we all know I'm not reading all that. This was Cat News. I'm going to sleep. Style. Fashion. Words. That's what I got out of this month's issue of Fashion Weekly. They care so much about fashion that they have no time for time. Getting in the way of looking good. The major story today is a hairstylist who's facing the greatest challenge of her career, as she's being confronted with a man whose hairline is facing the greatest challenge from his ever-expanding face. Who knows how she's going to pull this one off, other than yanking it out. We'll keep you updated as the story develops. Thank you. History has seen many great people try to predict the future. From learned scholars, thinkers, the weatherman, people doing the lottery, and it hasn't happened yet, which can only mean one thing. Cat news will be on the air forever. I'm not happy about it either, but someone has to do it. Kids don't want to grow up to report the news poorly these days. They're too busy out there getting an education. And for what? The world's gonna end by the time they graduate. This was Cat News. Have a nice day. I've gotta say, I've got into making breakfast lately. Picked up a new cookbook too. This time next year, I'll start reading it, and then I can share my knowledge with the world. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go scrape the pancakes from the ceiling, which means it's time for breakfast. Where's my ladder? The story in the latest blockbuster has frankly been riveting. The audience shouted and cheered and were just unruly. I would know I was the only one there. I was slightly annoyed as the protagonist just didn't seem to get what was going on, even after the 9th shake. But thankfully, 10th time is a charm. I left the cinema feeling art was still alive. 5 out of 10. I recommend you drop all your plans and go see it. That was the Culture Hour with Cat News. Thank you. The new skyscraper downtown has finally finished development. $10 billion and 5 cents. That's how much it costs. I do like it, but, and it's a small complaint, there's no doors in the toilets. There's no toilet roll either. I think I'm trapped in here for the foreseeable future. I think I hate this building. If only the city had bought $10 billion worth of toilet roll instead. Now I can't look my mother in the eye, and I thought getting trapped in the toilets in the last skyscraper was embarrassing. This was Cat News. Please send help. A new shop has opened up here in Cat Town. I've been in myself, and I've gotta say, it's pretty good. There's all sorts in there I didn't know I didn't need, like my autobiography I wrote in the 90s, and a novelty-sized spoon if you're eating soup in a rush. It's good to see the entrepreneurial spirit alive and well here, after we reported on the closure of the flammable carpet store that met its end due to no customers, as they were inside all year during the wildfires. Luckily, the store was unaffected. Unluckily, their carpets were ugly. I'll never get a refund. This was Cat News. About to browse some words. Those were the last words of Cat Town local Ken, 34, retired from seeking employment. They were his last words before he went on to complain that his $1 hot dog had gotten water on it. What a waste of a nutritious meal. I'm gonna take the side of the little guy in this situation. How can he be blamed when it's nature's fault? And on top of that, you're going to cause this upstanding man, now he's standing at least, malnutrition. This is an injustice if I've ever saw one. And this network won't stand for it. Not unlike Can when the wave came for him. Hi, I'm back from seeing my doctor, and the results are in. The good news is, I found a parking space, and I'm alive. The bad news, my body is apparently craving nutrition. Well, you can't always get what you want. It's a tough world. We can't all be doctors and afford fruits and vegetables. But you know what? I'll survive on pastries and other assorted foods high in saturated fat. That was Cat News Health Hour. Thank you. It's a difficult economy out there. People are suffering. Like a man who's just now being reported to have just gotten the granola bar after aggressively pushing the button for the bag of sour candies. It's a war zone out there. Oh, and a man who just lost his house. It's not just office workers being made redundant. It's also plate spinners in danger. Long thought to be one of the safest professions. It just proves that we're all under threat. Except for me, as I locked in a 50-year contract. Signed in crayon. I've had a long career. Wishing I had a successful career. And I'm glad that finally someone has noticed. A guy stopped me in the street the other day and gave me an award. It was the proudest I've ever been in my life. Even more than when I learned how to fasten my Velcro shoes. The police then went on to pursue him for some reason. But I was just lost in the moment. And who'd blame me? I'm so happy. Thank you for watching. I can finally look myself in the mirror. I just had it cleaned. We're looking at wild animals today on Cat News. And I'm not talking about that studio audience member there. This is a dangerous snake. I know, because it just bit me. But it's also dangerous because it's just eaten my food. And if one of my dinner guests was here with us today, I'd be a good cook. This is a warning to stay away from snakes. Although you are invited to my dinner party this weekend at 5 p.m. This is Cat News. We now go to the weather. Hi, welcome to the weather, where I'm looking into my tea leaves to divine the future. So that's where the budget cuts were this year. Yeah, tell me about it. You think it's easy figuring this stuff out? I had to retrain and do a course out of my own pocket. It's not even accredited. I had a whole team working for me before. Now I have him. I hate to put you on the clock, but people are waiting. Okay, let's see here. Jeff, how is it? It's miserable. I hate my life. No, the weather. Oh, it's sunny and cloudy. Well, there you go. It's gonna be sunny and cloudy. That was the Cat News weather team there. I don't know what we'd do without them. Probably throw darts at a wall. Crossword Man, the villain, is at it again. His archenemy being creativity. And he's threatening to push the button, unless someone helps him with his crossword. Who knows what terrible things could happen if he were to press it. I can't even think it, which is a failure of imagination. Please, brave souls out there, or bored souls, call into the show and answer the puzzle. Cat Town is riding on it. In the interest of fairness and impartiality, it was a hard crossword that week. I've gotten into sports lately and picked up a racket, then a chocolate bar. I proceeded to eat it and was thinking about the bad decisions I've made in life, like not picking up another chocolate bar. But then I remembered I was there to play some tennis. I waddled to the court in my newly acquired sports gear, feeling like a sea creature caught in a net, like in those emotional adverts. I was ready for what the next 10 minutes on the court I could only afford had in store for me. Then I broke my wrist. How the heck am I supposed to hit this? I don't know how this sport took off. And here I am, giving this whole thing a chance. I can't even eat 2 chocolate bars at once now. I'll see you next time. Learning. We all hate it. Reading and thinking too. But not everyone does. Like these scholastic superstars. Look at them go as they attempt to escape through the window, no doubt heading to the nearest public library. There's more too. The class sizes across the Cattown education system are getting bigger, as more each year are being held back. To learn, the only problem is that they can't fit 100 students in a 20-student classroom. Build more prisons. Schools. What an uplifting story. I'm feeling better. I'll see you next time. Is the Cat Nation space program overfunded? Yes. Just look at this graph. When will we ever need space? When we've got plenty of it in all the other government budgets. How are the arts gonna fund their interpretation of what the first step on the moon is gonna be like? Of course, the space program director was unavailable for comment. Too busy stuffing their pockets with money, I assume. It also doesn't help that they don't have a phone, or a computer, or an internet connection. This was Cat News, government watchdog, Cat, making sure your tax dollars are looked after in this cute little bed. Don't worry, the bed was tax deductible. I'm gonna have to talk lower for this show, as my neighbor is sleeping. We all suffer with our memories from time to time. No. I'm back in the room. Don't you wish you could have those cherished memories forever? I wish I had cherished memories. Well, this doctor has some solutions for me. Let's have a look. Number 1. Get a better life. Well, that's not happening. Number 2. Use some smells to activate your memories. I have some stale macaroni here. I'm now remembering how awful this smells. We seem to be getting somewhere. And the last solution? Fake it. Well, I can do that. I just graduated with a degree. I took it while someone wasn't looking. Hey, this is working. I'll see you later, everyone. I'm creating memories. Maybe I could get a neighbor who doesn't sleep at 4 p.m. Those were the last words of the scientist who cured diabetes. Sorry, had diabetes. There was a mistake on the teleprompter. Please join us as we say goodbye to Cattown's only scientist, as he's just accepted a job in another town, 7,000 miles away. We really should have invested in our education system, instead of blowing it all on the chocolate fountain in the town square. I still think it was worth it, personally. I recently went to my class reunion. There's a picture of the night. Those were good years. Learned everything I know now, back then. Which is nothing. It's a prison now. After my successful petitioning campaign to Congress in 2005, I think it was a good idea. And it's been paying dividends, as now my former classmates have a cell to do their time. A brave hero stepped up yesterday evening and saved a man's life by performing surgery on his leg. And let me tell you folks, it was nasty. Those were the hurriest legs I've ever seen. And I'm a cat. It turns out that he just sprained his leg, and the surgery was unnecessary. But the most important thing is that I gave the victim a razor, because boy did he need it. This was Cat News. Thank you. Art is vital. We know this because I'm making this gesture. Like this piece by Chic La-Di-Da, or his real name, Steve. Join us as he unveils his new art piece in the men's bathroom down at the DMV. I can feel the emotion jumping off the canvas. Disappointment. It speaks to me on an emotional level. The mayor is caught up in yet another scandal. This week, not answering questions. Avoiding the press undermines democracy. We have a statement here from the mayor. I'm sorry, but we can't leave you alone. It's our job to ask questions, like, why are we here? Who am I? And how did I end up in this career? Welcome to Cat News, History Hour. Join me in today's main story. I even went to the local library to take out a book. Now it's pretty academic, so strap in. Luckily, they were merciful and made the text big. Okay, I'm ready. There once was a knight who slayed the dragon. The village cheered and celebrated him as a hero. He then died a month later from gout at 34. I think we'll put a bookmark there. Wow, so that's what being educated feels like. Thank you for joining me at Cat News. Have a nice day, and remember, keep learning. Welcome to Cat News. As we look to the future in today's new segment, looking into the future. Let's reflect on past predictions, like flying cars. I was in a flying car once. Briefly. Let's not get into that. Is what I should have said. It really is impractical, isn't it? I mean, I'd like it, but that's because my car has no wheels. Anyway, I think we can safely say there'll be no flying cars. Unless I'm behind the wheel. Thank you for watching. Looking into the future. We never want it to be us when we read through the newspaper in the morning, wondering what all those squiggles mean. We breathe a sigh of relief when we see it was the guy down the street. What a loser. I always knew I was fashionable. It was a journey of 10 steps, and let me tell you, I felt every one of them. Intense, tiring, difficult. Those are just some of the words I left in my review for the customer support guy when my fridge broke down. Well, obviously someone hasn't bought a month's worth of chicken in a bucket before. 30% off. I'd be an idiot not to buy it. But the moral of the story is, the chicken went stale, as my fridge is still broken. Thank you for watching, and keeping journalism alive. What is this? Grass? Hello, please? This man is trying to feed me grass. Like I'm an animal. Yes, I'm at the new restaurant. No, the other disgusting one. I haven't been this insulted since you suggested the seaweed. You people are sick. What's this world coming to? Next you'll tell me this was the main meal. I think that was enough evidence that this restaurant needs to be shut down. An open and shut case, if I've ever saw one. Thank you. This was Cat News. It seems like every week we're being reminded that there's a once-in-a-lifetime, space-related event taking place. And I'm not talking about the first time I successfully moonwalked at 31. Yesterday. No, I'm talking about... what's his name? He was in that delightful rom-com in 2005. Nope, it slipped my mind. He was also in The Sky, late last night, traveling at 200 miles per hour, trying to relive his fleeting fame. His therapist has released a statement. A sobering message there. That was the end of today's segment. And if you ever remember that rom-com name, please call into the show and tell me. Thank you. And remember, keep on smiling. What an amazing prize. An all-expenses-paid trip to a tropical island. This man couldn't believe his luck. In fact, he was in such shock that he missed the boarding time to the flight the next week. Better luck next time. At the annual Bug Preservation Awards this past weekend, noted nature preservationist Ian accepted his award for all his great work preserving the local ecosystem. And he wasn't alone, as he was then joined on the stage by a swarm of annoying, stupid bugs. I think I speak for everyone when I ask, who would want to preserve these things? Where's my flamethrower? I won at the fair. This hopeful candidate didn't know what was in store for him until they shouted it in his face. 20 grueling hours. And that was just the first phase. Next was the triathlon. Then finally an essay arguing why they deserved the job. The illustrious job that pays $4 an hour. Part-time, no benefits, except the joy of helming the cash register. He didn't get the job in the end, because I did. I'll see you later. My shift starts in 10 minutes. We've been seeing a rise in animal attacks recently, and not just from me. So we at Cat News have decided to do a little PSA. When you're confronted by an animal, in this case, my mother-in-law, remember to duck and weave. Hopefully the animal will tire themselves out until the police arrives to deal with the scum. Thank you, me. Stay safe out there. This was Cat News. Yes, all of us here at Cat Town are trying to lose weight. Even me. Which is why we're all trying out this new invention. Which is why we were all trying out this new invention. Now, if I had known all these things were being recalled before this news story, I wouldn't have tried this new contraption out. If you don't see me tomorrow, I'll be in the Pacific Ocean. This is a Cat News quick news story, and it'd be quicker if I didn't say that sentence. A witch can't stop laughing after every answer she gives to the prosecution. I have to say, it's not helping her case, as I now believe she stole it. It also doesn't help that she's still riding it. What an achievement. I finally lost half a kilogram. Another higher flyer is this mini golf champion, achieving his childhood aspiration of hitting a ball with a stick very good. It just goes to show to dream small. Makes you want to cry. Took me 5 years to lose it. Folks, a gang has sent me a threatening letter, telling me they mean business. It also smells amazing, so I'm gonna write back that I wanna go into business with them. That way, all of Cat Town can experience the fear and delight that I experienced this morning. Have a nice day, and expect a letter. It wasn't the smartest purchase I've ever made, but just look at the design. Purple suede. I had to buy it. It makes me look rich, apart from the empty wallet part. I'm satisfied with my decision, which is why I'm going to invite all my friends out for lunch, so they can pay. Can you read my poker face? No, you can't. due to the copious amounts of Botox I've had. In other news, a man has been caught counting cards at the casino. I'd like to remind everyone to play by the rules, as some of us can't count. A bystander is absolutely frustrated. We have a statement here. Wow, I wonder how exactly mad he is, as he's in fierce competition with all the other bystanders, missing yesterday's brawl in a local fast food restaurant. Not to worry though, as there's currently a gladiatorial battle going on over the last chicken nugget at the same fine fast food establishment. A nice little end to the story there. Beans are good for you, but not for your pocketbook and those around you, as we've seen prices shoot up as shown in this graph I drew. This man told us he's never seen anything like it, that he's running out of tins of baked beans, and that he might not make it to the weekend. Let's hope he's talking about the beans, or I might not be here next weekend. This was Cat News. Thank you. This society is failing our best people. Prisoners and wizards. Just look at the sadness in those eyes. Do you know whose fault that is? His. What did I do? Guys, I don't mean to be an alarmist, but technology needs to be stopped, because it's leaving me behind. Just look at the breakneck speed that I write this show, with this fancy new typewriter my mom gave me. Oh, I forgot to put my seatbelt on. Shoppers can't decide on these eye-popping deals. Now that's a deal. Remember people, the sales are on forever. So get down to. The sign has rotted off. Well, look for the building with people trampled outside. No doubt lamenting the sale of the last ambulance in the town, with the funds being used to pay for the mayor's vacation in the other nicer town. There's yet another natural disaster in the town. Hey, there's also a tornado heading right for the studio. This is serious. There could be tens of dollars of property damage, including the cameraman. I'm beginning to think I'm not valued here. You are valued. $5 to be exact. I should mourn for the studio on air for the ratings, but it'll probably end up looking better than it did before anyway. Stay safe everyone, and I'll see you in the tornado. It's not always that we get to reach 120. Personally, I want to go when I'm ready, which was 5 years ago, but I'm stuck doing this show, like a sort of limbo. It's my own personal torture. Anyway, enough of my fascinating life. A supercentenarian's birthday has come to an end, taking the home with it. They probably could have bought another house with the money they spent on all those candles. I guess you're never too old to learn a lesson in life. Don't celebrate anything. Folks, let's all congratulate Bob on getting over his deepest fear of spiders, which he's well acquainted with, since he apparently didn't get the memo that you can clean your house once in a while. He was given a present for all his progress. Well done, Bob. You earned it. Business is business. I learned that in business school, before I was kicked out, because I got the wrong building. That tip was for free. It's all you need to know, really. What wasn't for free was this awful product I bought from some salesman. He told me it would change my life, and it has, since I now feel like a moron for buying it. People, stay away from the guy selling see-through pants. Half the cats in this town don't even canonically wear them. I've officially been bamboozled. And if you didn't guess, I'm wearing them right now. This rare bird is in danger of going extinct, because I'm about to... Sorry about that. We're all committed to preserving rare birds. Except this one. Seriously, it hasn't shut up for hours now, and now it goes quiet since we're on the air. I hate you, bird. We all know someone in a boring, soul-sucking job. Ourselves. But would you believe this office worker has dreams of being in a larger, greyer, more depressing office job? If he continues with these sorts of fantasies, mine is going to be at risk. And we all know I'm irreplaceable. Because no one wants this job. It turns out that therapy was a sham all along, as I feel better than I've ever felt before, except for that time I successfully petitioned to add another letter to the alphabet. It's pronounced to be honest, I didn't really think it through. I was on my way to my session when some genius decided to pull out in front of me. I think it's fair to say I gave him a piece of my mind. And now he's the one in therapy. Vogue. I don't know what that means, but it's fashionable to say right now. A model has struck audiences with an inspiring pose. And it was amazing. Unlike last week, when I struck the same audience with my shoe. By accident. I'm sorry, Mrs. Penberry. I'm not paying for your new teeth. I'll see you in court. How many kids are going to fall down sinkholes before we do something about it? The only thing students have learned is how underfunded our schools are, and that each day in school might be their last. Because there are truants who don't value an education. On second thought, maybe the holes are a stark reminder of how difficult life can be, and why you should stay in school. I've come around on this in the course of this segment. More sinkholes. Guys, I've had a bit of a stressful morning. Just look at the state of these eggs. Well, you can't, because I've ate them all. But let me tell you, to say they were overcooked would be the understatement of the century. And that's not in cat years. Thankfully, the bomb underneath the desk has another 24 hours. Phew! There's been a lot of chatter about real estate recently. Probably because I exclusively watch my Dream Home in the Sun reruns. I love that show. One day, I'll make it out of this basement and into a nicer, sunnier, other basement. There's no windows in this one. In other news, a successful real estate agent has made his first sale. Congratulations. And now, he's going to be sleeping on my couch for a week, while he gets back on his feet. That wasn't a metaphor. He's that lazy. This was cat news. Wondering why I said yes. I'm tired of my pictures ending up in the news. I was just simply enjoying myself on my vacation, which apparently is a crime now. And then I find out I'm being accused of being on my way to destroying a serene, unsuspecting city. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not 60 feet tall, as the pictures might have you believe. I've never been so insulted. I guess until I come back from my next vacation. And that one village destroyed itself. I was cleared in a court of law.